Oh, hello. I hope people no go ask me what happened to my voice today. Good morning, everyone online. Good morning. Are we hearing ourselves? Okay, we're about to start. We apologize for not being able to kick off fully yesterday, but we are here for a good start till Friday. So, any moment from now, we'll hit the ground running. Thank you. Yeah, good morning, everyone. I suppose they can hear me now. Okay. Yeah, we are going to start any moment from now. Our amiable PC, you're welcome. The program will kick off immediately. So we're going to take the national anthem. Please, can you put that across?
Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace, all back to honor, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. Oh God, oh creation, grant these our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Next on the agenda is the remark from the project, the PIU project coordinator in the person of our own amiable Tito Ejenavi. Madam, please, you have the floor.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the training for the FEPs. Let me take this. It's not working. Hello? Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Again, welcome to the training. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the commencement of the training for the 4th cohort of the successful front-end enrollment partners evaluated with the LAF requirements for the NIN enrollment ecosystem. This training represents a step forward in our mission to strengthen and enhance the capacities of FEPs as essential stakeholders in the success of the Nigeria Digital Identification for Development project. The Nigeria Digital Identification for Development project is a collaborative effort between the World Bank, the European Investment Bank, the French Development Agency, with a singular objective. And that objective is to increase the number of Nigerian National Identity Number, NIN, to increase the number of Nigerians with a National Identification Number, NIN, using a robust and inclusive foundational ID system, which enables access to services. The Nigeria Digital Identification Project is being held and also under the commission of the NIMC. This training series commenced with the first batch of successfully revalidated front-end partners being trained in January of 2024, of which we now moved on to the subsequent phases, which was in March and June. So far, the project in collaboration with NIMC, has trained a total of 1,406 enrollment agents. This session has been both This session plans to be both insightful and impactful, and we anticipate a similar enrichment in passing on of information and of course of the quality of work that we do for this fourth batch. As enrollment agents, your role is pivotal to the objective of the Nigeria Digital Identification for Development Project and NIMSI's mandate, which is to establish, own, and operate and maintain the National Identity Database in Nigeria. To do this, to drive a nationwide enrollment exercise, your efforts ensure more Nigerians are enrolled and assigned a National Identification Number, NIN, central to our nation's identity management goals and access to essential services. This responsibility demands professionalism as well as integrity and adherence to due process, as you represent not only NIMSI, but also our collective mission for the nation. Your responsibility, politeness, courtesy, as well as professionalism, as mentioned earlier, will further enhance interactions and uphold the Commission's reputation. I want to commend you for your dedication in first taking this step with applying for the EOI and also congratulate you on the success of your submission. I am pleased that this training includes communication and public relations elements, which are essential to your role, guided by the developed licensing and assurance framework and standard operating procedures, which have been carefully designed to promote inclusivity. I encourage you to actively engage with this training material and the interactive sessions that we will be having. Your dedication will not only deepen our understanding, well, your understanding, but also contribute to achieving our shared goal of transforming identity management in Nigeria. I want to also take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the National Identity Management Commission, Engineer Bisoye Koka Odushete, for her exemplary leadership and unwavering support to the National Identity for Development Project. Her dedication has been instrumental in advancing our shared mission. So dear all, as we embark on this training, let us commit to inclusivity, accessibility, ensuring everyone, including persons with disabilities and others at risk of inclusion, can obtain their NIN seamlessly. Be intentional with your approach, provide reasonable accommodations where necessary, and always remember everyone deserves an ID. It is our shared responsibility to ensure that no one is left behind. So once again, congratulations, and we welcome you on board. Thank you.
So, the agenda. That is brief introduction to the ecosystem element. And that will be taken by our own technical lead, Cynthia. Please come.
I don't think so. Can you hear me? Can they hear me very well? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining early today, and we apologize for yesterday. We'll just briefly talk about the ID ecosystem and enrollment. Okay, so for us, what's happening? Oh, okay. Okay. So there was a reason why the ecosystem approach was chosen. We had earlier several government institutions doing ID for Nigeria. And sometime in 2018, the FEC brought up the strategic approach for the ID ecosystem in such a way that we have two foundational ID operators, and all the other government institutions or public or private, sorry, that do ID would be functional ID providers. So the two foundational ID providers are NIMSI and Population. So Population does the birth and death registration, and NIMSI, you know, is supposed to manage these IDs from birth through to the death. So once the child is born, they come to NIMSI for a NIN, and that NIN is what they then use as access to services. So this is basically what the ecosystem approach is. We're back again. What's happening again? No, but I need to go back. No, I'm not going to previous. I just want this whole slide. Yes. So this is the ecosystem approach. And this is where you play a role for us. We would like you as enrollment agents to register the citizens, and that data is sent to NIMSI. NIMSI processes it and provides the NIN, which is then given to the individual for whatever services they need, whether it's SIM card, whether it's banking, BVN, whatever it is they need, passport, the NIN gives them the access to service. And so why do we have this ID ecosystem, and what are the key features of our ID ecosystem? It's simple. It is that we have a centralized identity database, which is what you're helping us populate. We would have multiple enrollment options. This is where you come in as front-end partners, whether public or private, to help us do this enrollment. The biometrics will be processed, a NIN will be generated, and all of these will be done with security and privacy in front, which then speaks to the features of the new system that we have to ensure that there's an assurance of the data collected and that people can give you that confidence that once their information is provided to NIMSI, it is not going to be misused. So our current state of harmonization or access to service that we have are with government agencies, the educational sector, WAEC, JAM. When you want to open a bank account, you're registering for a SIM, driver's license, passport, and many more. We're moving into healthcare, and the entire ecosystem is beneficial for all of us as Nigerians to give us access to these essential services, to streamline our verification process and improve or reduce the fraud. You hear that we need to identify ourselves to get the national security. So this is a step in that direction, as well as increased financial inclusion and opportunities for our marginalized population to be identified. So this is our future. So this is our future for ID. The digital foundational platform will be the NIMS, and we hope to work with the education sector, which we've started, to remove the barriers to admission and improve the whole examination and education information system to be sure that whoever gets that certificate is who they say they are. We also want to have better access to digital payments. This will give us the risk or help reduce the risks around loans and credits. In participating with immigration, we're able to use or utilize cross-border services and payments because you can be identified digitally. We also have the Social Safety Nets program, targeting beneficiaries from different target groups, whether it's women, and to eliminate leakages of ghosts and what have you in the Social Safety Nets program. We are also working with the health sector, like I mentioned earlier, to allow for universal health insurance coverage and improve patient management, and their details are secure. We want to work with our voters to enable rights to vote and participation in politics in such a way that the individuals are unique within the voting system. And last but not the least, this whole entire thing gives us access to digital governance platform. As you can see, a lot of platforms are coming up from digital governance, and with your NIN, you would have access to services. So thank you so much for listening. We do hope that you pay attention to the lessons that are going to come up and help build this future vision for the ID platform that we want to do. Thank you, everyone.
Now the sound presentation. So we'll quickly move to the next presentation. On the adieu.
Can you have a speaker into the Zoom link to be? Tell Ima, oh, you mean outside here?
Join the and also put in that song. So
Send your. No, but we still need someone to be collating their questions. So if someone is presenting, you won't know if they're asking questions. So we need someone here reviewing what's happening. Yes.
That's it. Live.
Yes.
Yes.
No, they should not be
No,
hearing.
You hearing this in Ghana?
But they shouldn't be, they should only be able to see the person that they can. Why are they seeing other things?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, if we're talking to myself. I said that why are they seeing us here? They should only see the person that's talking to them.
Okay.
Isn't that
Because the
that-
camera is facing the event, you need to see.
I think that when someone,
They can see you talk and see people, within the hall.
I think that when people are presenting, it should just be the person, because when you do, you just see whoever is talking.
When you were presenting, it was only. Okay, we'll move to the next. Yes, before then, if you have any question, please pass it through the through the Q&A platform, so that we can pick it and respond to it appropriately. So next item on the agenda is somebody that will tell us about NIMC and NIMS as regards to the enrollment system. So, okay, please, let's project the slides.
Okay. Good morning, all. I hope they are hearing me though.
That's better.
Okay. Good morning, all. Once again, permit me to apologize that we kept you guys yesterday, and then today we did not start early. We apologize for that, but we'll meet up with all criteria. Our presentation slides is like this. Because of time, we may not waste time going over this. The next slide is on maybe people should be handling this.
To be honest, I think
Yeah, people should be handling it so that we'll go to the next slide. Okay, the objective of the presentations are deep knowledge of NIMSI, understanding NIMSI's processes, broad knowledge of the commission activities, understanding the ecosystem approach. We intend to take this in 3 stages: the issues or problems that led to the establishment of NIMSI, the NIMSI's infrastructures that are used to generate the data, the future identity management in Nigeria. That's what it will look like by the time we put all this perspective in place. Next slide. The background gives us an idea of what NIMSI is established to do, which entails to create, maintain, and issue national identity numbers, issue general multipurpose cards, and harmonize all existing identity databases of the government agencies in Nigeria. These are the focal point of why NIMSI is set up here. Next slide. The vision statement of NIMSI is to provide a digital primary identity for all citizens and legal residents. By legal residents, we mean those that are non-Nigerians, but they have legal reasons to stay in Nigeria. Either they are working here or they're providing services. Our mission statement here is to regulate a reliable national digital identity for citizens and legal residents to affirm their identity. The core values of NIMSI are made up of transparency, promptness, integrity, excellence, and professionalism. These are what we are known for, and we'll keep to it. Next slide, please. The challenges that led to the national identity. The problems were envisaged, the government of Nigeria saw, that made them to say, wait a minute, let's look at all these things together. The majority of them circles on lack of unique identity. There was no unique identity for everybody from birth to death. We'll give whatever we like. If you take, for instance, in those days, we used to talk about Oluwole in Lagos, around Martin Street, Broad Street, those of us that know Lagos, or Singa in Kano State, near Sabongare Market. There you can get any type of document in those days. But NIMSI has come to break those barriers. Before now, we used to have high prevalence of counterfeit identifications, disparate and displaced government identity databases. All the government agencies will have, they were all having different databases. Meanwhile, all of them are sponsored by the same federal government. High financial exclusion, many people could not open accounts. Previous identity schemes had poor coverage, only mainly probably in Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, and Kano. The rural areas, most of them never had the identity cover in those areas. Previous schemes focused on card issuance. They were not being managed. There was nothing like identity management in those days. Absence of ID authentication and verification. Even the previous card, you can't verify the information. Using any website, using any site, it was not like that. The response was what brought about establishment of National Identity Management Commission. NIMSI's mandate is to establish, manage, and operate the National Identity Management Commission. The aim is to provide identity assurance and foster the orderly development of an identity sector. Next slide, please. Considering the mandate. Just like I said earlier, this mandate is now broken into the context. Previous identity schemes in Nigeria focus on ID issuance as opposed to identity management. There was no provision for ID verification and authentication services. There was a high incidence of counterfeit. Full coverage of Nigerians was never attained. There was no provision for harmonization, disparate government identities. But we have those things in place now because of the National Identity Management Commission being established. The card we see now is being printed. It can be verified using the document number. It was not like that before. Nothing can be verified on those cards. Next slide. We need to have an overview of the NIMC. We have about 5 components of the NIMS infrastructure. The data capture, where most of you are going to be working to enroll at the front-end partners. That's where you're going to be seen to be active. You're going to enroll clients, capture them in the prescribed format by NIMC, according to our ICAO standard. The new issuance, you are going to issue those NIMs to those individuals to complete the first phase of the transaction. The card issuance, NIMS is going to do personalization of these cards and issue to the individuals you have helped us to enroll. There's going to be a verification, authentication, and verification services. It's going to be done on the data you have captured, on the individuals you have given the names. There's going to be a harmonization of all the agencies, government agencies that have different silo databases. NIMS is championing that harmonization. Next slide. The national identification number, that's the NIN. There are about 12 items I want us to know this morning about NIN. I do recognize that most of you guys out there that we are training today, most of you are already doing one form of the enrollment with previous agents, but we still know and recognize that some of you are just coming in newly. So we need to educate you on some of these issues. The NIN is 11-digit randomly generated number based on a combination of standard and biometric information generated after successful enrollment and due duplication. By due duplication, we mean that if you are capturing somebody now, his fingerprint is cross-matched along with whatever we have in the database. We have about 112 million in the database as we speak. Each new capture of a fingerprint is matched against these ones to ensure that it does not exist in the database before now, before a NIN is issued out. Generated after successful enrollment and duplication, issued to every registered individual with a NIN slip. NIN is issued free of charge. Please, we must re-emphasize this. NIN is issued free of charge. And that is why World Bank is paying you for all successful NIN generated. We expect you to generate it free on the side of the enrollment people coming for you to enroll. Don't charge them, please. It's an image for you and for the NIMC. One person, one unique number for life. Cannot be changed, but can be revoked. Once you have a NIN, you have that NIN. But we can revoke that NIN if we find out that you obtain it fraudulently. NIN is used for KYC and other forms of identification. Will be used to prove identity, not citizenship. Is to prove identity, not that you are a Nigerian. Okay, mandatory to use the NIN for transactions as contained in NIMC Act. NIN can be used multiple times for various transactions. Either you're paying bills or you're making purchases online or at supermarkets. The NIN has the rich data components, which can be accessed and authenticated at various levels. Next slide, please. The ID Ecosystem Initiative. Yes, the ID Ecosystem Initiative came about because NIMC as a whole cannot meet up enrolling everybody at once. irrespective of the 774 local governments that NIMSI has. The population was much. The cost was also enormous. So the need for other ecosystem to join, and then for the World Bank to sponsor payment of the agent that will be involved in this exercise. It is a government-led initiative to collect biometrics data nationwide in one go. It was mapped to be between 3 to 5 years that we should have conducted all this. Coordinated effort to cover duplicate data collection at high cost. Leverage existing ecosystem of government agencies. That the agencies like MPOPC, NIMS, all the government agencies that we have, INEC, all of them, we are being harnessed to ensure that we can move this forward. So what we have there is that you have the NIMSI, you have the partners like MPOPC, CBN, INEC, and private sectors. You have the states, the local governments, and we have the wards, and then enrollment centers, fixed enrollment and Android enrollment, which is called mobile. So we have different ways that we can go and meet different people to have them captured into the national database. Next slide. Okay, as we have currently called you guys now for training, it's not only this training you have. There's what we call, we are of the opinion that all of you that are going to do enrollment are going to be, your background checks will be done. We'll send it along to the security agent. You may think we don't know you. Your own is there to come and make business and make money and get away with it. No, be careful. There are other things that we do that we may not tell you we are doing these things. It's for your own good and for our own good as well. So there's going to be a background check on the people we have. There's a positive outcome of the background check. We'll give you a guarantee for onboarding you. Next slide, please. We also have what we call LAF onboarding gates, license assurance framework. Yes, for all of you to be here now, it's assumed that you have met the gated approach of number 3. So that's why we are calling you for training. You would have your conditions, satisfactory plans. You have submitted your EOI documentation. Those have been used to profile you in some other categories. And we are now in the enrollment training exercise. After this, you are going to go to agreement. We are going to give you an agreement before you can go on, and then we'll onboard you and go live. And after about 30 days, there's going to be a continued operational compliance exercise on each of the front-end partners before you can be seen to be doing well. Because you are expected to buy your machines, open your centers, some visitations will come to your end, and then we'll certify some other things for you. Next slide. Okay, identity ecosystem, we'll decide to break into 2. We'll have the foundational identity. For Nigeria, is being provided by National Identity Management Commission and MPOPC. Okay, NIMSI provides national identification. MPOPC provides the civil registration. Then we'll have the functional, which is what you do, what the other organizations, be it banks, be it INEC, they provide other services. The bankers verification service is the BVN you have. It's from your banks, we'll get them. The National Social Register for safety nets, voters register, those cards we use to vote. These are functional, but they're expected to draw their inference, draw their standard, draw their profession, draw their way of doing it. Even the data dictionary, NIMSI sees that most of these things have to align with our ICAO standard.